Hey, everybody. This is Sharika Matthews from Live Life Beyond Barriers. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic evening this evening. I know it's a Friday evening, it's a Friday night, and you guys are getting off of work or you're closing your books and you're getting ready for this Labor Day weekend. But I wanted to come online with you this evening and share with you some thoughts about plans. You know, we're basically in our almost in our fourth quarter. Yeah, almost in our fourth quarter this year, and we have 8 months behind us. And so, what I want to talk to you about this evening is about planning for the rest of your life, or just planning your life. Um, one of the scriptures that I really think about when I think about plans and everything comes out of Luke, and it says, "For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost?" You know, as my background being in engineering, I love to plan everything. I'm always planning. You know, since I was a little girl, I had my wedding planned, I had my life planned. I knew I was going to go to college and become an engineer. I knew I was going to eventually move back here to Houston. Like, I've always had plans for my life, and I've prided myself on planning. And even planning on the job, that's what made me really good as an engineer. I was really good at organizing, really good at planning, and really good at executing. But a lot of times we don't actually take that same approach to planning our lives and planning our businesses. And here's the thing, you know, sometimes we always say, "Oh, I'm just going to leave it into God's hands. I'm going to leave it into God's will." And that's fine. But also know this: God is a God of order. God is not a God of confusion. Even God himself has plans. God says, "I know the plans that I have for you." So if God has plans and you have the Spirit of God within you, why do you not have plans for your life? Why don't you have plans for your business? Why don't you have plans for your relationships? There is a time and a place for plans, and you have to have some sort of plan in place. And the reason you want to have plans in place is that it helps you stay focused on your goals. You know, with so much going on around in our personal lives and our professional lives, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to get distracted on the next big business opportunity or the next, Beyonce concert, the next album that's dropping. It's easy to get distracted in all areas of our lives. But when you have a plan in place, then it helps you stay focused. It helps you to show up the way you need to show up. It helps you to walk the walk and to talk the talk and stay in alignment with what you need to do. And I want to talk about two different types of plans here. There's a plan for your personal life, and there's a plan for your business or your professional life. And like I said earlier, personal plans for your life, and I'm not talking about, like I did when I was younger, planning my wedding and picking out the colors and all of that. All that's fine and good, but I'm talking about real life plans. You know, when you have real life plans, what it does is help you connect your purpose, connect your passion, and connect your gifts with your daily words, with your daily actions, and how you show up on a daily basis. Again, it connects. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Tamiko. Yes, thank you for joining me. You know, so when you have plans and you connect, it helps you to connect your purpose, your passion, and your gifts with your daily words, your daily thoughts, and how you show up in your daily actions. And I will even go as far as to say, when you have these type of plans for your life, when you're connecting your passion and your purpose and your gift to all areas of your life, it then helps you attract the right romantic partner. And that's the thing that a lot of us want in our lives, are the right romantic partners, the right friendships, the right business partners, the right opportunities. When you are in line and when you have a plan, you have a focus, then the right people and the right opportunities begin to be attracted to you and come into your life. And then it also helps you in your family relationships. When you have a plan for your life and you know your purpose, your passion, and your gifts, it actually affects how you raise your children. It affects how you develop your relationships within your family, whether it's your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your husband, and even your children. Having that type of plan for your life, knowing that, okay, my passion, my purpose is to serve abused women. So I know that I need to show up in my life in such a way that I am always an encourager, always knowing that I may not see what's happening to someone behind closed doors. So I'm always going to be compassionate. I'm always going to be giving. I'm always going to be an encourager. And I'm going to do that in my family. I'm going to do that on the workplace. I'm going to do that in my personal relationships. And to know that I cannot serve others in that way if I don't serve my family. And also that I'm going to teach my children by example how to encourage, how to be compassionate, and how to be loving. See, that's what happens when you have a plan for yourself. That's what happens when you connect your passion, your purpose, and your gifts to your daily words, your actions, and how you show up in life, because people are always watching you. And then it also helps you determine how you spend your free time. You know, a lot of times we say, oh, I'm so bored. I don't know what I'm going to do this Friday night, or I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend. Well, when you have a plan for your life and you know that you're moving towards this goal of opening up a women's shelter, then you know how you're going to end up spending your free time. You're probably going to be thinking of ideas or looking to connect with people or anything like that. You become much more intentional about all of your time, not just your 9 to 5, not just the 2 or 3 hours you may give to it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All of your time then becomes intentional. And you even become intentional about scheduling your leisure time, the time to rejuvenate yourself and to pour back into yourself. So again, when you have these plans for your life, you get to show up in a much bigger and a better way. And then there's also your professional plans and your business plans. And everything relates to your passion and your purpose. And when you have a plan for your business, a plan for your profession, if you're working in corporate America, you want to know how you're going to succeed in that profession, in that business. You want to know how you're going to move up and achieve something. So when you have a business plan or a business blueprint, for example, you know that I am a life coach and I want to impact 1 million people. That is my goal. That is my purpose. That is my passion. Now I have to create this plan to get from where I am today to where I want to be tomorrow. Or you may say, well, I am a new level engineer. And I know that I want to work my way up to be a project director, and I want to direct $3 billion projects. And so now I need to create a plan to get from where I am today to where I want to be tomorrow. And just like with your personal plans, when you have a business plan or a professional plan for your profession, it allows you to show up a different way, talk a different way, and think a different way. You're not all scatterbrained. You're not all here, there, and everywhere. You are moving on a path that is in alignment with your desires, with your purpose, and with your passion. And it also helps you to be consistent. You know, that's one of the things that I think, especially with entrepreneurs, that we struggle with sometimes is being consistent in our businesses, or maybe even being consistent on your job. You know, if you don't know where you're going on your job, then you're not going to be consistent. You're going to show up late sometime. You may not always attend the meetings that you need to because your life isn't there. Your heart isn't into it, and you really don't know where you're going. You're just there for a paycheck. Or if it's in your business, your own personal business, if you don't have a plan of where you're going, you're going to be everywhere. You're not going to be consistent in your products, consistent in your message, consistent in how you appear in front of everybody else. So when you have a plan for your business, it helps you walk in more confidence, walk in more power, and help you show up just the way that you need to show up. And so, and I'll share this part with you too. Because I was so diligent about planning my life, I became too planned. I was that girl when it came to me and God. I was that girl who wrote out all my plans. I'm like, okay, God, you like plans. And you gave me the gift of planning. So I'm going to create a plan for my life, and I'm going to write it all out, type it up on some good heavy stock paper, put in a 3-ring binder, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to God, and I want God to bless that. That was me for a long period of time. And this is where the balance comes in. God does want you to have plans for your life. However, remember what I said earlier. God has plans for you. But you won't know what those plans are if you don't talk to him, if you don't consult him first. Don't do what I did and make out all your plans in your life. and then take it to God and say, okay, God, bless this. You're right, Lisa. You have to leave rooms for blessings in your life, for happiness in your life. And usually 9 times out of 10, the plans that I made without consulting God ain't nowhere near what God had for me. And sometimes I end up getting out of alignment with my purpose and with my passion because I did not include God in that conversation. And that's why you guys hear me talk so much about building your relationships with yourself, building your relationships with God. Because when you build a relationship with yourself, you have the Spirit of God within you. So you're also building a relationship with the Spirit within you to build your relationship with God. And if you don't have that relationship with God, it becomes that much more difficult, number one, to identify your purpose and your passion, and number two, to really identify and know what God's plans are for you. And that's where we find a whole lot of discouragement. We're just like, okay, God, I have these plans for my life, so why aren't they working out? Well, they may not be working out because you did not consult him in the process. And let me tell you, that was me for a long time. And even now, I have to catch myself when I plan out my business, or I planned out my life, or I do whatever, because I just love planning stuff, even planning out a trip. Okay, God, what do you want me to do? Let me back up for a second. It's like, okay, God, what are your plans for me? Lead me and guide me to show me the plans you have for my life, and let me be in alignment with that. Open up my heart so that I can be consistent with what you have for me. And again, God is not a God of confusion. So you know that when you receive these plans from God, God is a God of order. So things are going to start falling in order. This week for my email list, for the people who took the fear challenge, I gave them a bonus audio. What do you do if you ask God what he wants for you in a certain situation? And the answer is, what do you want? Answer him back. Tell God what you want. I wish I had this. What is the verse? I usually keep all my scriptures kind of written down, but I don't actually have it with me right now. But there is a verse in the Bible that says, tell God, don't worry about anything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all he has done. If God asks you, what do you want? Tell him. Tell God what you want, and then ask God, okay, God, how can I attain this thing that I desire? And allow him to give you the plans and the path to attain that which you have desired. Because God already told you he's going to give you the desires of your heart. So if you believe that and you ask him for it, then ask him, how do you attain it? And then be willing to do it. This is the other thing about it too, about following your purpose and following God's plan for your life, is that it's not always going to be easy. It's going to be downright uncomfortable depending on where you're headed. I'm in this phase right now in my life where things are just downright uncomfortable. But here's the thing that I tell people all the time, is that you know that you're on the right path, that you're following the right plan when you have peace. The peace that surpasses all understanding. There is sometimes I look at my life, I'm just going, there is no way I should still have my sanity, or I still have peace about me, but I do. Because I know them on the right path. It's uncomfortable. I cry every once in a while. I get angry every once in a while. But I still have to trust God, and I have peace on the path. And I know that when I'm on that path and God is leading that path and that plan, that is still going to lead me to the place where I'm supposed to be. And so the other thing, and that kind of touches on the question that I was about to answer as well. Someone asked the question, well, what happens if I think I have the right plan, or I think that I know what my purpose and my passion is, but I keep experiencing these setbacks and these disappointments? And the answer to that is, you're probably on the right path if you keep experiencing disappointments and setbacks. Hey Kendra, thanks for joining. Hey Afia, I read your question. I didn't even actually speak to you. Sorry about that. But when you are experiencing disappointments and setbacks in your life, when you're on a particular path and you know that you are working towards your purpose and your gifts, you're more than likely on the right path. Again, God never told us it's going to be easy. Even God, Jesus, the Son of God, whose purpose was to redeem us on the cross, his path from childhood to the cross, you think that was easy? And he had a huge purpose. He's the Son of God. He had a specific calling on his life. And if his path wasn't easy, what makes you think your path is going to be easy? You know, and remember that the purpose of the struggles that we have and disappointments that we have is not to discourage us from our purpose, not to discourage us from our plan, but to strengthen us, to build up our endurance, to build up our faith, to build up our intestinal fortitude, so that when we get to our promised land, when we get to our purpose, when we get to our blessings, we don't lose it. We don't lose it. Sometimes we get so, I'm going to use money for example. If you are destined to be a millionaire, a billionaire, and you're destined to change the lives of millions of people by feeding the homeless and all this good stuff, God is not going to make you a billionaire overnight. He has to teach you some responsibility, because if some guy just dropped $20 billion in my lap right now, I'll probably spend half of that within 24 hours and won't have nothing to show for it. God has to build you up so that when you get to your purpose, you can stay there and operate there in the fullness that you were created to be. So don't get discouraged now, but also at the same time, don't ignore course correction. God will correct your course if you're on the wrong path. So and again, and I keep stressing it, this is why you have to build your relationship with God so you can clearly hear from him and know the difference between setbacks and disappointments to build up your strength of character, or God closing doors completely to give you a course correction. When God gives you course correction, I'm telling you, every door around you is gonna close. You're gonna have this one path. God is like, Sharika, walk this path to your left. Don't go right. I need you to go left. And if you're anything like me, you're having a conversation with God. Well, God, I don't want to go left because that road is dark, it's ugly, and it's scary. I would rather go right because this is what feels better, this is what looks better, and a whole lot more people have actually traveled this road before me, so I know this road is safe. And God is like, Sharika, I need you to be uncomfortable. I need you to trust me, and I need you to follow this path. If you go to the right, yeah, you may eventually get to where I want you to be, but you're not going to get there how I want you to be, how I want you to get there. And you're not going to develop the gifts and the purpose and the strength I need you to if you go right. So make sure you're paying attention when God gives you course correction in your plans. Be flexible. And that's why it's so important to incorporate God in your planning process. And not just God. And here's the thing. When you incorporate God in your planning process, it's not all 100% spiritual work. What God will also do is give you advisors, give you coaches, give you mentors, give you an advisory board, if you will, to help you with your plans. If you have life plans or business plans, God will put the people in your life that you need so that the plans for your life can prosper. Remember, God says that I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you. And in order for God's plans to prosper you, he's going to put people to be on your journey with you to make sure that your plans are prosperous. So it's not all 100% spiritual work. God is spiritual, but he manifests his blessings in the physical as well. So you want to make sure that you remain open to allowing God to align you with the right people, align you with the right opportunities so that your plans can prosper, and be open and willing to allow God to massage the plans, to allow God to do course correction, and to allow God to change his plans for you when he needs to. So I hope that this message has been a blessing to you guys this evening on a Friday night. Thank you guys for joining me. If you are in this process in your life where you are still developing your life plans, if you are developing your business plans or your professional plans, and you're looking for an advisor, you're looking for a mentor, or you're looking for a coach, I want to invite you to join me on a discovery call to see if there's any way that I can help you. Thank you guys for the hearts. If there's any way that I can help you in your plans, in your business plans, or in your personal plans, you can join me for a discovery call by going to my website, bit.ly/I am ready for change. Again, that's bit.ly/I am ready for change. Again, I hope that this message has been a blessing to you. Please share this with somebody else. You guys have been great about sharing my videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. My goal is to have my videos get out there and reach the right people who need to hear what I have to say. So help me out by sharing this message with your friends and with your family. So until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.